Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today, I feel called to talk about creating, and I feel as though we are all being called to create in our own ways. And I think that, sometimes when we talk about creating, especially with spirituality, we talk about, you know, creating the life that we want and the things that we desire. And creation, a lot of time, goes hand in hand with manifestation because, you are creating your manifestation. That's not the kind of creation that I want to talk about. And I don't think that that's the kind of creation that we are really being called to, because I think it's become quite apparent that we are, say hi to Lorenzo, we are vibrational beings, and that we can create our reality, and that we can not only create the kind of life that we want, but to a certain extent we can also attract and bring in the specific things that we want. And that is kind of what manifestation and visualization is all about. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I almost feel like that is only the tip of the iceberg. That is only the lure to get you hooked onto spirituality. Because, and it's very interesting because I just read this passage yesterday which helped reaffirm this for me in my, I talked about how I read that Jesus Calling book every night, and it was talking about putting aside your own personal desires and letting the universe, God, the divine, create things for you and bring things into your life because, the creator, the divine, a lot of times has much grander plans. And it's kind of like you, just for comparison, you wishing for a brand new Honda car. And you wish it, you visualize it, you put it on your your vision board, and you see it every day. You feel like you're driving that brand new Honda. Like, yes, you can attract that into the world, but what if the divine wanted to give you a Rolls Royce, Aston Martin, Lamborghini? And I'm not saying this is just purely for example, like I really don't care about cars, but what if the divine had something much more magnificent planned for you, but you have free will, so you can attract what you want, but what you desire is just so much less than what the divine was planning for you. You're kind of cheating yourself. And that's not what this passage said, that was just me saying that. But the passage was talking about it being in the flow with the divine, being, living the will of the divine through you. And through that, you may achieve and receive things that you couldn't even have fathomed that you even wanted, that you could have, because there is not a lot of difference between, they say like the Honda and the Aston Martin to the divine, and but the divine knows the way you see things, and the divine knows the way it sees you. And the divine always thinks that you deserve the Aston Martin over the Honda. So that is my little side note about, maybe not, we don't have to create a life that we are fulfilled by and that we absolutely love and that has the ultimate connection with the divine. We don't have to be vision boarding and visualizing and, manifesting. And this is something I was struggling with because I feel like that is kind of what is preached by, I don't want to say beginner spirituality. That's not what I'm meaning to say, but just the tip of the iceberg spirituality. Visualize, put it on your vision board, speak it into reality. And yes, those things are true. But what if we were to work on our inner selves to the point where we were only speaking positive things, and we were only speaking things that we want? We were training our thoughts to think of what we want. We were training ourselves to feel, to be in the emotion of what we desire, the highest life, the most divine life, the most fulfilling life. What if we were to do that work as opposed to wanting to manifest a green Tesla or a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a fenced-in backyard? What if we were to let go of the specifics and let the divine come in and create what the divine wants to create for us? And being in that flow is not easy, and it takes a lot more work than just trying to manifest that brand new Honda or the green Tesla or what the very specific desire is. That's why it is the tip of the iceberg, because that is much easier than putting yourself in a state where you are in the flow with the divine. But being in that flow is where I would say more magic happens. So going back to creating. So yes, you can create from that manifesting standpoint, but I also think that we are being called to create just in a way that brings us joy. I think that sometimes we put so much purpose behind creating. You want to create something so you make money from it. You want to create something, so it moves the needle for you, so it, helps you in the direction that you're flowing into life. And like I said, those things are okay. But I think the divine wants us to experience more joy. The divine wants us to experience more joy that comes from creating out of pure love, out of pure just wanting to. And that is what kind of clicked for me, like right before this video, because I was thinking like about making a video, and this is the way that I want to create right now, and I want to create in this way, so I'm going to. I am not creating this video just to, to move the needle or maybe get another subscriber. I'm doing this video because, like, I love to do this. I think that this is fun, and this is, creation in one of my personal highest forms, connecting with the divine and making an inspired video. That is something that brings me great joy. And I said to myself, like, I want to do this until I'm creating in another way, or maybe I will create in an additional way. But essentially, I am just creating for the fun of it. And I want to encourage you to do the same. And it doesn't have to be in video. It doesn't have to be something that sheds light on the world. By you creating something and you feeling joy from creating it, that is helping the world. That is shedding light in the world. That is serving humanity. So don't forget about the little things. Don't negate the little things. Like, even if however you want to create, whether that be cooking or painting or creating a video, or maybe creating a nice dinner and atmosphere for some friends. However creating is calling out to you right now, I want to encourage you to create in that way. And like I said, it doesn't have to be for any other reason than you want to, then it brings you joy. Because remember, we are all here trying to raise our vibration and keep our vibration high, because we are raising the tide of the light energy on the planet. And a rising tide raises all ships. So that is our message for today. I encourage you to get out there and create something that you just love to create, and for no other reason than it brings you joy. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Anne, and I hope to see you next time.